Greetings and salutations. It is tarot on a Tuesday. Coming in a bit late today, but here nonetheless. Before we get into the cards, just inviting you to pause and breathe in this moment. Just taking a deep inhale through the nose. A full exhale through the mouth. Just relaxing into this moment. Setting the intention to be open to receive. To receive the message that comes through. To receive any healing energies that might be here for you. Take a few more deep inhales and full exhales, as many as you need to feel relaxed, to feel centered, to feel present in this moment. Just inhale. And exhale. Just breathe and be and receive. Setting the intention to call in a message that's in the greatest and highest good of the collective. Just taking a moment to feel into the presence of our ancestors, our spirit guides, our guardian angels. Just feeling into their presence in this moment, trusting that they're always with us, always guiding us, holding us. Feeling into their presence, feeling it wash over you like a golden light. And just feel that light as it moves through your entire being. All right. I'm using a different deck today. My decks were not available, and I asked my daughter to borrow one of hers. So today we will be using the Nightmare Before Christmas tarot deck. Yes. We'll see what message comes through for us. What is it that we need to hear? As I shuffle, just dropping into your heart space and holding your intention right there. What is it that we need to hear in this moment? All right, so 3 cards fell out. I guess we'll go with these 3. All right, so we have the Magician. The Magician. Oh, and look, it has the older witch and the younger witch, and I got this deck from my daughter, so I'm gonna look at that as a nod from the universe. Kind of honoring that shared deck in this moment. I love that picture. But yeah, and recognizing that the magic that, I was so interesting. I was thinking about it earlier, and just, the idea that a lot of the things that, we have within us, we're passing down, future generations, we are passing down to our kids. All the stress and the worry and the fear and the anxieties and all those things that we carry in our bodies, we pass down. And that goes for the positive things as well, the magic, the joy, the peace, the serenity. We can pass that down as well. All the things that, a lot of the traumas and the pain and those things that we have in our body, they're not just from ourselves. They're things that have been passed down for generations, so it's just the idea of breaking cycles, and a big part of that is doing that much needed healing work on ourselves, really allowing ourselves to dig deep and to look at ourselves and recognize that the things that we are moving through, if we don't address them, if we don't look at them, we're going to pass them on, yeah. You even think of, like, when mothers during pregnancy, during that period of growing that life, any stressors that you are feeling, your external experience and how that affects you emotionally, physically, like that's affecting that life within you as well, so it's important to think about all of those things, and to recognize how important it is for us to look at ourselves and to really be intentional about embarking on, that journey of healing. Not necessarily that that's what the Magician card is about, but that's just kind of what came up for me in this moment, just with that image. But yeah, Magician, just thinking of the word and just tapping into what that means for you, Bestie. Yeah, allowing yourself to recognize the magic that is within you, right? The magic that you are able to bring into your environment and into the lives of the people around you. All right, and then we have Page of Potions. I mean, even though it's, I think, meant to be kind of a creepy, scary picture, I think it's kind of cute, Page of Potions. I've never actually used this deck before, but just kind of trying to feel into the image in this card. And, clearly there's something that's being created, a potion, right? And, just thinking of what it is that you are creating. What is it that you might be trying to call in, Page of Needles. Page of Needles. The imagery on these cards. Even though it kind of looks like a tight space, they're together kind of in community, even with those sinister smiles on their faces. But that's their tribe. They have found their tribe, and they're comfortable in that small space. I'm gonna read the messages on these cards. Let us see. All right, we'll start with the Magician. All right. Like the witches of Halloween Town, the magician combines raw talent and ambition with focused action to manifest a magical vision. You're bubbling over with creativity and inspiration. Now is the time to do something meaningful with it. Put action behind all of your inspired energy to make real progress. Focus, come up with a plan, and make your dreams come true. Right? So that was the light seer version. So I guess the shadow seer version. And you can just feel into what feels right for you. And maybe it's a mixture of both, you know, because we are all a combination of light and dark, right? So aspects of each interpretation can resonate, you know. So the shadow seer, have you been working hard but not seeing the results you're expecting? Squash self-doubt with determination and stay committed to your goals. Be careful not to let the fear of failure stop you from giving your all. Your dreams are possible. Stay dedicated to them. Yeah. Trust in that magic that you have within you. Trust in the power that you have to create. You know, trust that everything that you need is already within you. Sometimes we're looking outside of ourselves, trying to find that thing that we might need in order to do something. And really, all we need is to see that we're capable, you know? And sometimes that also incorporates, like, you know, calling in community, calling in support, not necessarily having to do it on your own. And that doesn't mean that you don't have the tools within you, but sometimes the tools within you are meant to be collaborated with other people, you know, because we all have different tools and skills and magic and things that we have to offer. We all have different gifts that we can bring to the table, and when we come together, you know, that potion that we create can be potent, you know. All right, page of potions. Okay, candles. All right. Presents, needles, potions. Okay, so then maybe potions is like tentacles, because the last one usually, I don't know. All right, so page of potions, the light seer. The page of potions goes through life and death with childlike curiosity and hopeful enthusiasm. Unleash your creativity and charge forward in pursuit of the things you're passionate about. Sometimes this card represents the beginning of a new relationship or close friendship. Reversed, or the shadow seer, again, you know, we can resonate with both aspects, right? The page of potions reversed doesn't always handle his emotions well. He can be childish, naive, and even a little selfish. This card appears reversed when you're in need of a new emotional outlet. Now is a great time to explore creative new ways of expressing yourself. Yeah. I'm just thinking of, like, you know, the idea of emotional intelligence, you know, and that comes with allowing ourselves to heal, just kind of bringing in what was coming through, you know, earlier on. That's what kind of came to my mind when I was reading that, you know, allowing ourselves to really reflect, you know, to reflect on all the different ways that we are showing up, reflecting on all the different things that awaken different emotions within us, different heavy emotions, and allowing ourselves to really sit with those instead of pushing them aside and pushing them away or distracting ourselves away from them. You know, we can only distract ourselves so long, you know, but it's allowing ourselves to truly be with all the things that we're feeling, you know, and knowing that as uncomfortable as it can be, it's necessary, one, and two, it's beneficial. You know, it pays off in the end. You know, you get so much more than that discomfort that you have to bear for however long. the outcome outweighs the outcome outweighs the cost, you know. And then we have Page of Needles. Oh, okay, they did it backwards, I guess. All right. Okay. Page of Needles. Lightseer. The Page of Needles represents a cunning, curious personality archetype. Like lock, shock, and barrel, the Page of Needles has wit and cleverness, but lacks the maturity to realize his way isn't always the best way. And that one kind of goes with the Page of Potions. And then the Shadow Seer. Well, that one is kind of shadow. I'm saying Light Seer, Shadow Seer because I have another deck and it kind of breaks it into those two kind of things as well. You know, you have the light and the dark, the positive and negative, even though, you know, it's not good or bad. It just all is, you know, it's just different aspects of ourselves, and not necessarily holding it in judgment to say good or bad, but, you know, we do tend to perceive things in that way. But yeah, so that in here it has it as upright or reversed, but I'm not really reading it upright or reversed, but I guess I'll just kind of go with that for this last card, since that first part was kind of shadow. But yeah, I digress. So the reversed, the Page of Needles becomes a know-it-all whose ego gets in the way of success. He doesn't keep his promises and often passes the blame for his own mistakes to others. Snide and manipulative, the reversed Page of Needles is childish, cold, and self-interested. Remember, cooperation and humility will get you further than bulldozing others. Yeah, you know, I was watching a video the other day. I can't remember exactly the words that he said, but he was saying, say it to me harshly and I won't hear you. Say it to me kindly and I'll listen, you know. And it's just that idea of you catch more flies with honey than you do with vinegar, right? And it's not saying that you have to, you know, kind of doll up the things that you're saying or pretend or, you know, put on any kind of show, you know. But I think it all ties into, you know, the idea of healing. A lot of the times when we are expressing and it's coming out like harshly and, you know, it is inflicting pain on those around us, it's indicative of the things that we have going on within, you know. So it's not about like making things nice, you know. Like, be true to what you're feeling, be honest, you know, in your expression. Don't doll it up, but recognize what it's telling you, reflect on it, you know, and set the intention to navigate through it, to learn from it, to grow through it, not to hold on to it, you know, not to hold on to those aspects and consider them you. Don't identify with that, you know, because more times than not, that's not you. It's just an aspect that's presenting based on, you know, some pain and trauma that is packed deep within, you know. And we all have that, you know. And it's allowing ourselves to recognize that when we are triggered, right, when those heavy emotions are awakened within us based on external stimuli, those are all moments for us to learn more about ourselves. And you know, it's not just for ourselves that we're learning. It's for the people around us, the people we love, you know. It's for, if we have kids, you know, it's for them. You know, we want to ensure that the person that we are showing up as is healthy and is someone that is going to nourish and uplift, you know. Yeah, so just setting the intention to do that work, you know, to allow ourselves to go within, to reflect. But yeah. So yeah, again, we've got the Magician, Page of Potions, and Page of Needles. Much gratitude to my daughter for sharing her deck with me. Much gratitude to Tim Burton for inspiring this deck. Wasn't sure what we were gonna get, but I am quite pleased with the outcome, and I really do like the imagery. I think it's cute. But yes, I believe with that, I am complete. Much gratitude to you for your presence, for co-creating the energy of this space. Much gratitude to you if you have made it this far. You're a real one. Even if you didn't make it this far, you're still a real one, but you don't know because you didn't make it this far. You probably know. But me saying it isn't validating anything because you're not hearing it. Not that you need my validation. But just, yeah. I'll end it there. Yes. With that, I shall bid you adieu.